Well, I mean, look at this. Come on. Carriage house is coming along, Dad.
Coming along. This is all premium white oak decking that we actually cut off of our sawmill and from the homestead. And as our first spring project this year, we need to finish the deck here before we get on to building the barn. So today we're going to show you how to take your straightened boards that we showed you how to do and make it and turn it into decking just like this. That'll last your family a lifetime.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful, Jay. So this is our pile of rough stock that, if you do remember, a couple months back we showed you how to straighten the boards for white oak decking. These are the actual boards we did in that video. So they've actually been dried, they've been waiting around, they've been straightened. So everything is actually ready now for us to go in, put the round on, accept it, sand it, and that's it. They'll be ready to go.
Deck install part 2.
Deck install. Okay guys, what we use to actually put the slight rounds, you'll see on a deck board there's slight rounds. One, so you don't cut your toes. And it also looks cleaner when you're all finished here. So it's like you're buying this from the store. Except you can't get white oak like this from the store. You need to make it yourself unless you have $1 million.
I was going to say, it's pretty expensive, Dan.
It is expensive. I threw that down on the ground. But really, guys, the only thing I have this set up on my shaper, and it's really just for efficiency for Jason and I. But this is just a regular router bit. And I'll put a link in the description of what router bit it is. And it's actually a double cut bit. So as I'm coming through with my board, it's actually putting the round on both sides of here. The good portion about this particular bit, you see all these washers in here? You can actually adjust this thing to any size you want. Now you don't need to use a shaper table like I have. You can use, doesn't look good right now, but there's a small router table over there that you could use this for. Or quite frankly, guys, you could put this on your router and individually run down the board. Like I said, for us, it's just easier for us to use it on this machine. It actually, with my drive system here, it's actually bringing the board through at a consistent speed that gives you a little better cut. This little cut here, very simple to do by hand though. Just a little more time.
Using a hand router's not that bad.
It's not bad. I mean, Jay, if I didn't have this machine, we'd be hand routering.
Yeah, but I think we have 1,000 square feet we have to do. So.
We do have a lot of board feet to do. So, honestly,
Sorry,
for us, this turns into a time saver. If you've seen any of our other videos, you see how much stuff we actually use with this. And honestly, guys, this is not the biggest router table at all, or shaper table. This is actually one of the smallest motor feeds that you can use. But realistically, guys, I keep throwing my board down that I want. I'm gonna turn that on. I'm gonna leave the vacuum off on this first one. I don't know if we should, but maybe we should. And really, all Jason and I are doing is getting the boards so you see that square edge that we just had on one side, that's how the board comes out. So it's really, once you size your bit to the wood you're using, this stuff is all plain, so it's equal. Just flip your board over. I'm just using this as a brace to hold me against the fence, but the actual feed motor is also pushing against my fence. That's it. That's all that happens to this board. Now the only next step that we do, as you can see, we've got a pile of it stacked up here already, is that we're going to do the whole stack round, and then we're going to run them once through our time saver sander, and it'll actually put a perfect finish on them, ready for staining, ready for install. So there we go, guys. It's that simple. Hand router might take you a little bit longer. Totally doable. Worth it, especially for your own house.
Nate and George. It's just that simple.
Nate and George. I don't know if Nate and George watch anymore, Jay.
I don't think so. Awesome.
My wife is here.
Awesome.
All right, so after everything is rounded, we just start pumping them through our sander right here. Very lightly, you can see that's not really sanding. And I just keep pushing the boards through. And that's it, one side sanded. So we're actually flipping them, getting them ready. And after everything is done, we're gonna sand the other side. And that's gonna be it. But you can see how beautiful this board comes out, ready for stain.
That's not a bad stack of wood, Dan.
That's a big stack of wood, my friend.
It is.
Okay, guys, we finished sanding everything, edging everything. So right now, we're actually going to be pulling this stuff up to the tables, and we'll show you we're going to be staining this before we actually put it down to seal all four sides of this thing. So, as you can see, smooth as a baby's bottom, curved off onto the edge, just like you'd be buying the boards. Now, if you don't have a sander like we have, guys, you could do this with a belt sander. It's not impossible.
I did some touch up that way. It wasn't bad.
We do touch up that way.
Yeah.
So that's what we got for you. So we're going to bring these up to the table, get them stained, and we'll show you how they get finished, ready for install. Sawdust, helping out. By the time I got to the job site this morning, Jay was so excited to get these stained, he got our whole sea of white oak boards up on our deck. And right now, he is putting the first coat of stain. We're actually going to stain all four sides of this stuff.
You know I love staining, Dan.
You do love staining,
I
Jay. That's why I love you. I hate it.
Something's wrong with me.
There is something wrong. But sometimes it's better to have some guy like what you don't.
Supplemental.
But there you go. You can see the color that's on this here. And because this was white oak, we didn't need to treat it with anything here. This is pretty much bug resistant, very good weather resistant. If you use cedar, the same thing. But if you use any other type of wood, pine or other oaks, you actually might want to put timber on it first, which will keep all the fungus, all the termites, bugs from ever attacking it. But there we go. Perfectly stained again, Jay. That's why you get this job.
Now, the wood-rich stuff does work pretty easy, though, so...
It works easy.
All the drips go away, so
it does.
Nobody sees my... Not that I put drips in there.
Exactly. I mean, look, here, we'll come back. You see where it's puddled up here? We're going to come back here in an hour. We're going to show you. It's going to be gone. No drips with the wood-rich timber oil, guys. Just came back up on the hill checking on Jay, and he finished everything already. And you can see he's done all four sides, and this stuff is wet. And you can actually see where these bubbles and everything are. Well, possibly I'll show you down here where it's runny. All of this is not gonna matter. You don't need to do anything. This stain will actually just settle right on in. So we're gonna just air dry it, come back up here in a couple hours and actually stack it flat, and it will be perfect. And you can see, I also love where we leave our blade marks on certain pieces to make this look rustic. And you can see how the stain takes it different. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful touch. I love it.
Now we just got to install it.
Okay, don't ruin the day.
Sorry, Dan.
We didn't talk about the install.
Beautiful stuff.
It is beautiful. Okay, guys, it's been a couple of hours. Like I said, we've done nothing to them. You see the boards, perfect. No puddles, no bubbles, no anything. Now everything is still just a little bit wet. We found actually stacking this stuff here, it actually slows the process of them drying in, and I've had absolutely no trouble with them looking perfect. And here in a couple of days, this is actually going to be dry to the touch. So now we've actually shown you how to cut your white oak. We've told you how to size the white oak. And this is how you produce perfect white oak deck boards for yourself. Nothing better.
It's good looking stuff, Dan.
It is good looking stuff, Jay. Now, if any of you guys are actually looking to see what we use Woodrich timber oil. And I've actually used this product for years. And since we have purchased so much from them, they gave us an awesome discount. Not just for me, for all you guys. So if you're looking for any sort of timber oil, you can actually get these 5 gallons. We'll leave a link down in the description of the price, where to get them, and the code for you to get a discount. But excellent stuff, excellent product. I can't wait for it to be installed, Jay.
Who's installing, Dan?
I know we're installing, but that's more of a painful job than just finishing these
This
guys.
is the easy part.
It is the easy part. Thanks, guys.